Grateful for choosing us. Now, environmental scientist Professor Chris Gordon has pointed out the impending ripple effect resulting from the spillage of the Akosombo and Pon dams. The spillage has displaced thousands of people in various regions of Ghana. Professor Gordon highlighted the importance of returning to the drawing board to ensure the preservation of vital infrastructure, considering the current data on climate change.
The vital infrastructure of this country needs to be climate proof, which means that the plans we made 25, 20 years ago are no longer appropriate. They need to be redrawn, recalculated based on the current data. Now, on the issue of environment and health implications, people have talked about the pollution on the beaches, because all the rubbish, all the solid waste that was in the areas being flooded are now being carried to the sea. And as a result of that, we're going to have implications on our fish. So what I'm saying is that there's going to be a cascading set of problems as a result of the flooding and the spillage. On the environment side, we are losing our biodiversity. Species that cannot escape will get flooded and will die. And please, if you're thinking of using canoe to go and collect coconuts because the coconuts are at the level of your remember, that is a safe haven for snakes now. Many snakes will move to any high ground that they have. And when you have snakes and people together, you're going to have snake bite. The problem of health is very complicated because all of these agricultural lands usually have got a certain amount of agrochemicals, pesticides, fertilizer. All of these things have been now mobilized, now moving in the water. As for the human feces, let me say it, the human shit that we scatter through open defecation, through KVIPs, which are not properly maintained, soakways and manholes which are not covered. This is all adding to the cocktail of pollution that is floating around. And as people have said, people are having to use that water for a domestic purpose.
Professor Chris Gordon also added that it's critical that the Akosombo Dam be maintained and preserved to avoid any casualties.
People don't appreciate the size of the water lake. The water lake is actually bigger than at least 30 countries in this world. The length, 400 kilometers, width 25, the volume of water in that lake is sufficient to give 2 sachet water to everybody on this planet for 40 years. It's a huge amount of water that dam is holding back. And as a result, anything that could compromise either overtopping or cracking that dam would have such severe ramifications downstream. So it is imperative that the water, the Akosombo Dam, be maintained and preserved by the steps that the VRA is taking. You made some comments about the Bagri Dam and the white water. We have a residence time of the water of around 4 years. Basically, when water enters the top part of the dam, that water which enters the top will come out of the penstocks, the spillways, in about 4 years. So yes, there may be an additional surge of water later on in the year, but at this point in time, the Bagri Dam will not be contributing to the spillage.
Professor Chris Gordon is an environmental scientist. Meanwhile, the Deputy Chief Executive of the Volta River Authority, Engineer Edward Kenzo, said the water levels are reducing in the affected communities.
Today, after taking a boat ride on some of the communities that have been affected, mainly in Mepe, we found out that the water marks have gone down a bit, which indicates that maybe the tide in the sea has subsided, so the water is flowing into the sea. We can understand that when the tide is very high, to not allow the water to flow into the sea. So the water will just keep at the back of the tide and spread out. So as we saw that the marks were going down, then we knew that, okay, definitely the tide is low, so the water is running into the sea. So if we should continue, then we think that at least most of the water will run into the sea, and at least the levels of flood in these communities will recede. But as I said, the volume of spillage is the same. So it's a factor that we are facing is the tide. That will allow the water to flow into the sea. If it's not happening, then the water will stay in the community and spread out to other communities that have not been affected at the moment.
Right. You told me in the morning that 183,000 cubic, I think 183,000 something per second.
Cubic feet per second
was what you were releasing, but that you were able to increase that to 1 million if you had to. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is the design of the dam. The 12 gates can give us 1 million cubic feet per second. And under what
circumstance would you increase the 183,000? What would lead you to increase the 183,000?
Bernard, if assuming the inflows into the dam is somewhere around 1 million, and the headroom in the dam cannot contain that 1 million, which the gate is capable to open to allow all this water to flow out. Now, as I said, averagely the water that has been coming into the dam is about 400,000 cubic feet for the past 1 week. Might have started reducing.
You heard the Deputy Chief Executive of the Volta River Authority, Engineer Edward Kenzo.
Now, despite government's efforts to provide relief items to those affected by the flooding from the Akosombo Dam spillage, many people along the Volta River are still facing significant distress. In the Shai Osudoko districts of the Greater Accra region, Citi News found that displaced people seeking shelter in Tokpo are facing challenges related to accommodation and food. Citi News' Zumaru Sandamadu went to the enclave affected by the flooding and has this report.
So this is a fishing community as well. A lot of it's fish farming. Some people do the canoe work where they just catch fish on the river. You see fish farming areas, all of them destroyed because of the high tide of water that has been coming through, breaking their nets, breaking the cages that have been set up, and destroying the whole production process. And so people then have to take advantage, the fishermen take advantage and catch the fish in the river and sell to these people, a sort of a black market that is currently happening here. The owners of the fish farm are having to incur losses because of the destruction that has been caused. The water should not have come this high up and affected them the way it is affecting them. But unfortunately, due to the rise in the water, this is what we are seeing here. This is Tokpo. It's a community after Asuchari. If you're headed to Bato, they are fleeing from their community, going to Tokpo. Where are you coming from?
I come from Jongpo.
Jongpo. Where are you going to?
I'm going to Tokpo.
The water take our houses and our everything. And they say we should come to Tokpo. That is why we are going to Tokpo.
But how many of you put there in Tokpo?
Oh, we are plenty.
So when you say water has taken your house, like how plain?
Oh, the water enter our rooms and take our things out. We cannot swim and we run to Aslevi.
I see. So your house, are they safe? Your animals?
Oh, we take them.
They are safe.
Okay.
So what are you going to do at Tokpo now?
Oh, they say we should come there. We don't know what they say we should come and do.
All right. So wish you all the best. This is one of the key relief centers here in the Shai Osudoko district. A few kilometers, many kilometers rather, after Asuchari, you come to a town called Tokpo, and people are sitting here. This has become their home. They have been forced to leave their homes. Let me try and speak to some of them.
Akofa.
Akofa unko katari.
Aloito akofa.
Nkajo kalegie.
Eshie demi.
Ghana mila kafi share them.
Jonkpo.
Jonkpo. Miamana la fie ma kafi share them.
Nyek pivinyo miamo.
Miama wo yek bakagba mi bagi.
Mi bagi 3 days. Devi kinki vive.
The spillage of the dam forced me out of my home in Jonko 2 weeks ago. We've been there since without a mosquito net. I've been unwell, so I've assigned the kids to handle all the tasks. We are struggling without enough food. Luckily, someone recently bought us some rice.
Yen karu milo. America ma ko ndu bana milegia.
Ni chala ko reveni ko molo aleveni.
Ta gemi nduro gemi la dana alo na mila plan kala rudo.
Mi no do flela do ma kokwe.
Who's your relative here?
I think all these people are here. They are my families.
Yeah, your family. People coming from?
Don't go Abuvian.
When did you people come here?
We came here like Friday.
Friday.
The last Friday.
So it's more than 1 week now.
Yeah.
And how has life been here for you?
It's not easy. It's not easy.
Tell me the story. How have you guys been living here?
But sometimes we don't have food to eat. Place to sleep to is difficult. So we want you people to help us.
When I should ask people to help you, what do you want? What do you want them to bring you?
We want food and mattress, mosquito coil.
Mosquito net.
Net, and they can bring mosquito coil too.
They can bring that one too. Your house, how many were you in your house?
I've married, so me and my wife, we are 5.
You have 3 children?
Yes.
Do you live with your mother and father?
Yes.
So how many is the family in total in your house? How many are you?
We are 15.
15. Yes. All of you are moved, or some people are there?
All of us, we are moved.
So what happened to your house? What's happening? If I go to your house now, what would I see?
Well, the water has taken our house. The house collapsed.
The house has collapsed?
Yes.
How many rooms were you having?
We have like 4.
4 rooms?
Yes.
Everything gone down?
Yes.
Did you manage to take some of the things from your room?
Yes. But they are not with us here.
But did you lose some of the things?
Yes.
Which things have you lost to the water?
We lost our mattress, bowls, and the sheds, and mosquito nets.
Where do you sleep since you came here now?
Here, the school building.
In the classroom?
Yes.
Can you go and show me where you sleep? You and your family?
Yes.
Okay. What's your name, by the way?
Israel Abraham.
Okay. Can you show me where you sleep? Okay. So I'm here with Israel. Israel is here with his entire family. And this is where they've been sleeping. This is where they've been since they came over a week ago. He's just going to show me the classroom where they sleep. Okay, so this is a place where they sleep. How many people sleep here, Israel?
We are plenty.
About how many people? So this is where, and so I don't see any mattress on the floor. Okay, let me just turn to this woman. She is a pregnant woman. Okay. So Mavis is a pregnant woman. Yeah, be a funonya. Hello, global.
We might jail one Ketanya Mojota, Beshit, Hoyamuji. Yet I met them for a quota, a Beshit to Domalani Ballet, a Jidon.
Yellow Yimo. I found Demery.
Massively, Yahamekli, Nyom.
Nuka Dibina one day if you.
I know Pogbonya, Tonya Big Matasha, Besegaka Bakli, and Kumau Melas, no Pogbonya, no Pomyebo.
Jinuna Nankevio. So she's in her 8th month of pregnancy, and she says she will need support because she never knows when she's going to put to bed. How do you put money to cook and live and feed here?
It's difficult, but we are managing.
Where do you get your foodstuffs from?
We buy them from some people. If you have money, you can buy something. You can buy.
I'm Isaac Kamejo.
Isaac, where's your village? Which town did you come from?
Yeah, I'm coming from Jokbo Abuvienu community.
How far is that from here? And did you walk here or you came with car?
Yeah, some of us managed to come with a boat to the main road leading to Kpong and then walk to the school where we are living at the moment.
How is the situation in Jokbo where you live?
The situation in Jokbo now is very, very terrible, and we can't even stand there before that. So that made us to ride away from the place and then allocated ourselves at Tokpo RC Basic School.
Everybody left?
Yeah, everybody. Almost everybody is there.
Your house, what happened?
Oh, my house is almost flooded. Everything is condemned. Right now, I can't see even a pin of my luggages because I wasn't around when the water started coming. So I was just giving a phone call before I got to the house. Everything is condemned.
So the water just came in? It just came in without...
The water just came in my place unexpectedly.
Didn't they tell you that they are going to spill the dam, that you guys should move?
Yeah, I heard the news on this for about 2 months ago. But when the whole incident will start, we're not aware of it again.
So they didn't alert you when it was getting near, but they're giving you information prior?
Yeah, for the alert, some heard it, but some of us who are not in town didn't hear of it.
What work do you do?
I am a farmer, please.
Crop or animal?
Yeah, cassava and maize.
So what's happening with your farm?
Right now, I can't carry any of my thing again. The farm is almost flooded.
So the farm is destroyed?
Is destroyed.
How many of you are here? How many of your family members are here?
I'm here with 10 of my family members in one house.
So what, wife, children?
And wife, everything. We are here.
So there's not a single person back there?
Not a single person in my house.
Umaru Sanda Amadou filed that report from Tokpo in the Shai Osudoku district. Still with the spillage of dams, the opening of the Bagri Dam is posing a significant threat to businesses and daily activities in communities along the Oti River, including Dambai, Ketekrachi, and other remote areas. Rising water levels from the Oti River are submerging homes and shops along the riverbanks, causing distress among local residents. There are concerns that the situation could worsen. Kingsley Timoni, a resident of Ketekrachi, expressed his concern about the situation to Citi News.
Especially old Oroto. So many houses have been destroyed, and the owners have also left the place as I speak to you. All their farmlands, including their crops, have been submerged seriously. Others are sitting under trees, under sheds. Those structures have been destroyed. So this is serious in Old Roto, in the Kati West municipality, as I speak to you, in dire need of help. Talking about food, shelter, clothing, and other things. If you see how most of the people are living here, it's not good at all. We are in dire need of help. But we were told not more has been here, but I can't tell how swift it will be. We are pleading for help seriously.
That was Kingsley Timoni. He's a resident of Ketekrachi.
A member of Parliament for Northern, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa, has criticized President Akufo-Addo for some comment he made during an engagement with the people of Mepe as part of his visit to communities affected by the Akosombo Dam spillage. The president's comment, which indicated that he was there to help Ghanaians in times of difficulty regardless of their voting history, has been widely condemned. Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa believes the president's comments were unnecessary.
I do not think that this is a time to be talking about votes. Who votes for who doesn't vote for who. This is a humanitarian crisis. People have been submerged. Entire communities have been submerged underwater. The VRA continues to spill, and all the indications are that many more communities are going to be affected. My concern at this point is not about elections. I'm thinking about saving lives. I'm thinking about making sure that my people are protected, that they can keep body and soul together in the various 19 camps that we have established. That is why today I launched the MP's mobile relief caravan. We have developed a system that will ensure that all relief items will efficiently reach the entire 19 camps that have been established. I think that those comments are not necessary at this point. Already my people think that his response was too late. The way he swiftly comments on disasters elsewhere, particularly in other countries, we didn't see that kind of response rate, and it took a lot of public agitation for him to set up the interministerial committee and then to come and visit us today.
Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa is Member of Parliament for North Tone in the Volta region. Meanwhile, generous listeners and viewers of Citi FM and Citi TV have responded to the media entities' calls to send in donations and essential items to support residents affected by the spillage of the Akosombo Dam. Companies like Star Oil Company Limited donated 100,000 cedis and Pay Angel contributed 10,000 cedis to support this cause. Here is an excerpt from the Citi Breakfast Show earlier this morning on some institutions explaining their decision to contribute to this cause.
I saw a picture of my hometown road also getting covered.
Where is your hometown?
I'm from Alakple.
Alakple. Your hometown road has been...
yes, has been
Your hometown road has been overrun.
It's been overrun. And I was first, my brothers and I, we were thinking it was the rain, but I'm like, yesterday, is it there was this doctor who spoke about the spillage affecting the other areas in Angola, Kome, and the rest if care is not taken. Yes. And then I got back to my brother, I was like, no, I think this thing, I mean, it's beginning to get down crazily. So quickly, management decided to come in and provide some small
so how much
cash.
are you bringing to us?
We are making a 10,000 donation.
Let me collect the money. This is how you do it. You hear what we are doing. You can either send it by Momo or you can come to the studio and come and tell us what you are doing and donate it. So Pangel has brought us 10,000 cedis. They are a money remittance company, wholly Ghanaian company, bringing in money from the UK, the US, Canada, the rest of the world into Africa. They also do API systems, a fast-growing company, over a decade old in the country. All right, thank you. I also got a message from a friend, Hope. He's from Agbozume. He said, Bernard, I was thinking about my flooded house in Agbozume, but listening to what's happening in Mepe, I've forgotten about mine, and I've sent you 500 cedis by money.
Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. Bernard, let me also announce quickly that the Star Oil Company Limited, which is also an indigenous Ghanaian company led by Mr. Jukunu and his people, his team. They are donating to us 100,000 Ghana cedis in support. 100,000. After Mishaka, no.
Let me invite my FD to come. This one you have to go. By the way, present the check to him.
Yes,
present the money. Yes, the big man.
Yes.
You can also make your monetary contributions via Momo number 0550-900-006, 0550-900-006, and the account on the Momo number name is Omni Media. Kindly reference flood support and also send items including water, canned or bagged food, mattresses, blanket, toiletries, detergent, and medical supplies at our dedicated collection point, which is our office here in Adabraka in Accra. Thank you so much to those who have donated so far.
More on relief efforts. The Assemblies of God Church in Ghana has pledged to donate 20,000 cedis and essential relief items to aid individuals affected by the spillage from the Akosombo and Kpong dams. This commitment was announced during a press conference held in Accra. The General Superintendent of Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Dr. Stephen Wengam, says a state of emergency must be declared in the areas affected by the floods.
We are witnessing a flooding disaster on an epic scale and with devastating consequences in parts of the Volta, Eastern and Greater Accra regions as a result of the spillage of huge volumes of water from the Akosombo and Kpong dams. It bears recounting that the entire communities have been submerged in the flood waters. Thousands of people, including children, have been displaced and property worth millions of Ghana cedis lost. To make the desperate humanitarian situation worse, public cemeteries, mortuaries, and toilets have also been submerged in the floods, thus polluting sources of drinking water and igniting a public health emergency concern. This catastrophe of unprecedented proportions calls for a response of unparalleled urgency. His Excellency the President Nabet and other political leaders have shown leadership by touring parts of the badly affected sites yesterday. NADMO and the Engineers Regiment of the Ghana Armed Forces have also been doing everything within their capacity to help contain the situation. We commend them most profusely. The media also deserve fulsome praise for their risky ventures in bringing the Ghanaian population and international community up to speed on the heart-rending developments. The stark reality is that government and government agencies alone cannot shoulder the huge burden of bringing the requisite relief and hope to the hopeless victims of the untold disaster. This is the time, therefore, for Ghanaians of all social backgrounds, financial standing, political affiliations, and ethnic extractions to rally to the aid of the suffering fathers, mothers, and children. Corporate Ghana and other benevolent bodies must also identify themselves with the humanitarian efforts while counselors and psychologists do their bit. Furthermore, Assemblies of God Ghana fully backs calls for the declaration of a state of emergency in the flood-affected area.
You heard the General Superintendent of Assemblies of God Ghana, Reverend Dr. Stephen Wengam.
This is still the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. Still to come, family of 35-year-old businesswoman allegedly killed by her house help at Sokoban in the Ashanti region demand an expedited trial to bring finality to the issue. We have details of that, plus other stories coming up shortly. Please don't go away.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Isn't it amazing how something as simple as clean hands can change the world around us? Let's take a moment to appreciate the power of clean hands. Imagine the possibilities when you keep your hands clean. Allow me to remind you of some 5 instances when clean hands can make all the difference. Before indulging in your favorite banku, gobe or wachi, after a visit to the restroom, while caring for a loved one who needs your support, right after you've sneezed, coughed, or handled a tissue, and every time you touch public surfaces. Think about it. Clean hands mean our children can go to school without worries, our hospitals can provide top-notch care, and our workplaces can thrive. These moments might seem trivial, but they keep you and those around you safe and healthy. This message is brought to you by WaterAid Ghana. Follow us on social media for more tips on hand hygiene.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday updates you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. The government, through the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission (GTEC), has called on the University Teachers Association of Ghana (UTAG) to exercise restraint regarding the payment of their book and research allowance. UTAG has threatened to disrupt industrial harmony if the government does not address their concerns regarding the delayed payment of the book and research allowance, which is a critical component of their conditions of service. The budget officer at GTEC, Sandra Amoa, explained that 6 out of the 15 traditional universities have been paid their allowance, with the rest expected to be paid by the end of the week.
Following the release by the Ministry of Finance, finance directors within the various universities are supposed to process the book and research allowances on GIFMIS, that is the Ghana Integrated Financial Management Information System. The soft version of the payment voucher hits controller, and then the hard copy is supposed to be submitted by the institution or the respective universities to the Ministry of Education Treasury Department. Our checks from controller indicates that that is the chief cashier, to be specific, that 6 universities have been paid, and the remaining will be rolled out. Payments will be rolled out hopefully today and tomorrow. I can't give the assurance because I'm not a controller, but we are hoping that by then payments will have been made. We actually asked UTAG or plead with them to be a middle patient, and we know how the processes work or the system works. It doesn't mean controller will not make the payments. Payments will certainly be made, just that cash flow processes. So they should just be patient, and the payments will be made by controller.
That was the budget officer at the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, Sandra Amoa.
Now, the family of a 35-year-old businesswoman who was allegedly killed by her house help at Sokoban in the Ashanti region is urging the Attorney General to expedite prosecution of the case. This request comes after the prosecutor revealed in court that the police had concluded their investigations and were awaiting advice from the Attorney General before proceeding with the committal process. The court adjourned the case to October 31, 2023. Sister of the deceased, Felicity Ajay, called for a swift trial, especially as the prime suspect has confessed to the crime.
I don't know where to start from. I just don't know where to start from. As they are saying right now, what we, the family, are expecting is justice. That's what we are expecting from them. As I always say, justice delayed, justice denied. This guy has already confirmed that he has committed the crime. So we don't need any delayance. We want them to do it fast and do it faster. That is all.
But as a family, are you willing to follow this case
to everywhere? We are willing and we are ready to.
So what are the arrangements with respect to the funeral arrangements and all that?
It's not yet. Far from it. It's December, on the 2nd December. So we are on preparation. What's coming to court?
That was Felicity Ajay. She is the sister of the 35-year-old businesswoman who was allegedly killed by her house help at Sokoban in the Ashanti region.
Still in the Ashanti region, the family of 2 suspects arrested by the police in Nigeria has accused the police of wrongfully implicating their relatives. According to a police statement, a police officer died during a gun battle between officers on patrol in an alleged robbery incident. 1 other police officer was reportedly injured during the incident. 2 suspects, Alhaji Wahab Suleiman and Ibrahim Abubakari, are in police custody, while another suspect is currently on the run. The assembly member for the Saki Kura electoral area in the Ejra Sechidumasi municipality, Adam Al-Hassan, described the police statement as a complete fabrication.
We want to state without missing words that the Momo robbery kill story was an afterthought and was made to cover up their operational deficiencies. Thirdly, they claim that there was a shootout between the police and armed robbers, and that led to the killing of our brother, General Sergeant Ahmed Kamal. That is also a total falsehood, reading from the narration we made on how it all happened on the night of October 2023. With all due respect to the police administration. Our brothers are men with integrity and are not armed robbers. But Al-Hajj in particular is an informant of the police who have been assisting them in many ways in curbing crime within the municipality. Also, they said in their release, 2 suspects were arrested and 1 on the run. That's also a total fabrication of facts by the police.
Adam Al-Hassan is the assembly member for the Sarki Kura electoral area in the Ejura Seche Dumasi municipality of the Ashanti region.
Now, the renal unit at Kolebu Teaching Hospital has not yet been opened to outpatients, despite the expiration of the 24-hour ultimatum given by Parliament Health Committee. The committee visited the unit for a second time yesterday to follow up on calls for the hospital to open the outpatient department of the renal unit to kidney patients. However, there are resource constraints hindering the operation of the outpatient department, and it seems that more than ultimatums will be needed to resolve the issue. The ranking member on the Health Committee, Kobnaminta Akando, says they will announce their next course of action, which may include another visit to the hospital.
As a country, we cannot have resources to take care of less than 300 renal patients at Kolebu. Then we have no business being in government. The president has no business, forming government of the country. What are we talking about? That a government cannot look for resources. We have COVID levy. We don't even know what they're using the COVID levy for. We have money squandered through COVID-related issues. We have the National Health Insurance System down there. They cannot think through this to raise funds to make a whole unit of Kolebu functional. What are we talking to? What are we telling the people of this country? Yes, I don't just speak. So the next thing will be, this is our second time of going there. If we have to go there even 10 times, 20 times, until they open a renal unit, we will not relax. So the next action will be communicated to you in due course.
Kobnaminta Akando is ranking member on the Health Committee of Parliament.
Stakeholders who expressed concern over the delay in clearing antiretroviral drugs from the ports have expressed relief as the Ministry of Health has begun distributing the medication. There was public outcry regarding the government's inability to clear antiretroviral medication from the ports since July. The Ministry of Health denied claims of abandoning the donated medication due to the government's failure to waive taxes. In a statement on October 13, the Ministry of Health confirmed that the antiretroviral drugs have been cleared and distribution has commenced. Ernest Obin Otin, Vice Chairman of the Country Coordinating Mechanism of the Global Fund, tells Citi News that the National AIDS Control Program and the Ministry of Health will swiftly distribute the antiretroviral drugs to various health facilities.
Among other matters, the issue of the ARVs came up, and the ministry reported that as of Friday, they had cleared the first consignment, and by close of day yesterday, they cleared the 2 other remaining consignments. We have done checks with the IHS, that's the Imperial Health Services. It's a warehouse that keeps Global Fund commodities, and they have indeed confirmed that, yes, the goods have arrived. So the Ministry of Health, the Ghana Health Service, and the National AIDS Control Program are now going to liaise with the various regional health directorates to ensure that the drugs are quickly distributed to the various health facilities so that clients can go there and take their medications.
That was the Vice Chairman of the Country Coordinating Mechanisms of the Global Fund, Ernest Amwabin Otin. The Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists is calling for the inclusion of laboratory scientists in the procurement and purchasing of medical laboratory equipment in hospitals. This request comes in response to concerns raised by the medical director of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital about the accuracy of lab results, which have led to several misdiagnoses. Dr. Abu Awud Rahmani, president of the association, says involving laboratory scientists in the procurement process for these equipment will ensure accurate and effective diagnostic services.
So these are things that we keep on hammering on the health facilities. That look, equip the laboratories, involve the laboratory scientists, let them be part of the procurement process. They know which particular kit, which particular reagent that needs to buy, that needs to be bought. Okay, but in all this, even if you provide all this, the best system is the system that provides feedback. Did you identify an error? What steps did you take? Did you provide a feedback? Was there a root cause analysis done? Because you see, normally when we get such feedback, what the lab does is that they do what we call the root cause analysis. The lab goes through different stages. We go through the pre-analytical, analytical, and post-analytical. In all these areas, there can be an error. So let's take, for example, an input is made. This and this and this. The person is 12 years. Now, somebody might, as a result of the system, might have put 24 years. That is an error somewhere. But when it goes, this thing must be rectified along the system.
Dr. Abu Awudu Rahmani is the president of the Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists. You are still listening to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa here with Charles Owusu Kumi. Still to come, we'll take you to the Ashanti region where Kejetia Market fire victims are struggling to rebuild their lives and businesses almost a year after the devastating fire outbreak. We have details of that coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Throughout all life-changing moments such as graduations, weddings, funerals, birthdays, ATL is there to ensure you're never out of style. When you think fabric, think ATL. Log on to atlfabrics.com. Order and buy your favorite ATL fabric. You can also visit our shop at number 40 Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, opposite the Swansea Shopping Arcade at Accra Central. Also available in leading fabric dealer shops in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Grateful for staying with us. Now, the devastating aftermath of a fire that razed several shops at Kejetia Market is still haunting victims nearly a year after the incident. Many of the affected individuals remain without businesses, while those who managed to gather some resources are struggling to fully re-establish their ventures. Citi News' Ashanti regional correspondent Hafiz Tijani visited the scene and has found this report.
Natalian Buamponsen, 33, stands near the cordoned-off area at the Kejetia Market, his shop among those consumed by the fire in March this year. The inferno caused millions of Ghana cedis worth of property to go up in smoke, leaving this bustling section of the market, once teeming with traders selling various goods, deeply impacted. Buamponsen laments the enduring hardships faced by him and fellow traders since the tragic incident.
Very bad, extremely bad. Nothing is ongoing. A lot of problems. We cannot explain ourselves here. It's too much. It's only God who is keeping us. In fact, we lost virtually everything. Our capital is gone, everything is gone. And we are still looking forward or expecting that the place is fixed up if our suppliers will help us so we can bounce back and start business again. But as of now, we are still home, we've not heard anything. We come around, they call, we come around, They just give us information, we go back. So, like, nothing is happening.
Following the investigations by the appointed committee, the report was submitted to the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, commending an indefinite closure of the fire-stricken area. Despite Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia leading a government delegation to express condolences to the affected traders, they claim they have received no assistance from the government.
We heard that the report from the committee is out. But as at now, we have not seen anything. We have not heard anything from the report. The report, which is supposed to be a public something, but we've not heard anything from them. Vice President made a donation in the name of the party. That was something small to support, like 4,000 Ghana cedi each. It wasn't anything. I have lost more than 600,000 Ghana cedi. So these monies... You understand what I mean? So all the promises made, not apart from that donation that was made, nothing has been done. But when the donations came, they said that they were going to help us after the place is being rebuilt, that they were going to introduce us to mass lock and whatever. But nothing has been done, boss. Nothing has been done. The place has been locked up. Nothing has been done to the place as at now.
As the leader of the fire victims, Nathaniel Boamponsem highlights the stressful financial predicament the affected traders are currently enduring.
We are just lingering around people who own shops. We have now turned as hawkers. Just as you introduced some people. They own their shops now. They are walking around. They don't have a place to even sell. It's hectic. Some are still home. They call us seeking or asking for what is ongoing. They call. At times, we have to even send them money to buy food. It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Traders at the market express their disillusionment with the government's lack of support for their fire-affected colleagues.
Has the government ever bothered to know how the victims are surviving till date? Why is the government support the Vice President Bawumia promise they affect traders? When will the traders be restored back to the trading again? Does the Vice President really care about these affected traders? To be a leader, you must first serve the people you want to lead. These affected traders are still at the mercy of the government.
The fire victims ardently call for the swift refurbishment of the cordoned-off area to facilitate the revival of their businesses.
Please, we are asking that government will come to our aid. Yeah, we are asking that government will come to our aid. We ask management. Management says that it is not in their hand. They are expecting that government will bring money so that they can fix the place up. So it's only government that can help us.
Meanwhile, the traders emphasize the crucial implementation of the committee's recommendations to prevent such an incident from recurring.
Now, this part of the KGTR market that was ravaged by fire is still closed for maintenance. Victims of the fire incident want authorities to expedite processes to enable them have their shops back. Hafiz Tijani, City News, KGTR Market, Ashanti Region.
Back in Accra, the ranking member of the Education Committee of Parliament, Peter Nochukotoye, has accused the Akufo-Addo-led government of conspiring with teachers and heads of secondary schools to facilitate examination malpractice during the recently concluded West African secondary school examination. This accusation follows reports of malpractice during the West African secondary school examination. The legislator claims that the government influenced teachers and school heads to collude in enabling cheating within the examination halls.
Join the international body of countries that are writing the WASE, the other 4 countries, and we'll see how the results will be. This one, I can assure you, I can tell you that I have my doubts because they are manipulating the system. You go to examination center and you see a mass coalition or cheating in the examination. Let me commend WAEC for the very good job they are doing. This year, there's no leakage of examination questions because of the measures they have put in place. But if you went through the schools, that's where the mass cheating was. And some even schools, they take money from the candidates. And I can tell you that they made it difficult for WAEC to even visit those centers because they collected the money from the candidates and everybody was a beneficiary, even down to the laborers and the watchmen in the school.
You heard the ranking member on Parliament's Education Committee, Peter Nochu Kotoi. Now, residents of Tabora Alaji, a suburb of Accra within the Gas Central Municipality, are living in fear as a widened drain in their vicinity has transformed into a death trap. The looming danger arises from an abandoned electric pole precariously suspended over the drain. Providing first-hand insight, our correspondent Daniel Odromensa brings to light the gravity of the situation in this report read to you by Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
Persistent erosion leading to a precarious situation can best describe this drain. The drain is located at the Tabora Alhaji, a suburb of Accra, behind the Brainsbed Academy and Living Spring School. The widened drain and an electric pole hanging by the side since 2019 is a major worry for residents who fear an impending doom if not addressed. The resident tells Citi News that it took the benevolence of a resident who constructed a makeshift bridge to enable them cross the widened drain. Rafatu Farouk has lived in the area for the past 17 years and claims to be a staunch member of the governing New Patriotic Party. Due to her condition, it took considerable time to climb the makeshift bridge to share her frustrations.
I'm coming. Oh, take me home. You see, I'm suffering. I can't climb the bridge because I talked to our MP. I have his number. So I text him a message about this bridge.
How long have you lived in this area?
Almost 17 years now.
What is your major concern in this area?
That is where we are standing, the gutter. It's my major concern because SAE, let me mix it. SAE, and I have to find the MC, the number. I call him, talk to him about this bridge. He said he will let people come and then see it, but nobody came. So it was my son who did this bridge for us with the help of small people. And then we start passing it on it.
Other residents also shared their frustrations to Citi News.
Our concern is, you see, this Lafa bridge that we are talking about, it has been long and it's far from Tantra, half of Yellow House, Blue Gate, all those rains, when it rains, all those waters pass here. So the pressure here is too much. I quite remember 2019, there's a certain heavy rain when Mrs. Ayokobotri, then an MP of this community, came here, promised us that by close of 2011 to 2012, she has go to the ministries and there's this and that, the gutter will be done. From that time up to date, no gutter. And this pole too has been since 2009.
Residents living near this drain have collectively invested millions of cedis in an attempt to repair it, but all efforts have proven futile. The persistent issue with this drain has robbed us of peaceful nights, as even a slight rainstorm leads to flooding of our homes. Despite my visit to the NADMO office at Chantan, they insist this matter falls beyond their jurisdiction. While other drains in the vicinity are receiving attention, ours remain neglected. The nearby bridge, regularly used by school children and residents, serves as our sole means of passage.
They emphasized the need for the government to reconstruct the drain and fix the hanging electric pole to allay their fears of an unfortunate disaster.
They should please try and come to our aid. The bridge is around from Israel Park. When they reach Israel Park, going to Alaji or Living Spring School, That is where the bridge is. We are appealing. Mr. Edumanku Kisi, you should please come to our aid.
We implore the concerned authorities to extend their assistance to us.
We are pleading, Honorable Bashiru. I know you watch this news. Even if you didn't watch, people will watch and tell you. We are pleading. We are pleading. Turn your face to us. Come and watch what is going through here. Then you take step on it. We are pleading.
Meanwhile, a highly placed source from the office of the Member of Parliament for Anyasu Otuom said contact will be made to the ACG to fix the hanging electric pole.
That was a report filed by Daniel Odro Mensah and read by Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
And that's how we end today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which has been live from our studios in Adabraka, Accra. The news was also live on all our affiliates across the country. Please log on to citinewsroom.com for more stories. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa, and I was here with
Charles Owusukumi.
Edna Agnes Boache is up next with the afternoon's edition of Citi Business News. Thank you for doing the listening.
Citi 97.3 Accra.